Certification the Halal passport. I'll be talking about the scientific side of halal assurance. Let's start with certification. Think of it like getting a passport before traveling. You need official approval before your halal journey begins. This process has 6 clear steps. First, the company applies with all their documents. What ingredients they use, where the factory is, who their suppliers are. Then, review everything on paper. This is a desk review. Step 3 is crucial. This is where I'm involved. We visit the factory, we physically check everything, we look at equipment, storage, how they clean and everything. After our inspection, the Sharia Committee reviews our findings. They make sure everything follows Islamic law. Finally, if everything passes, they get their halal certificate. It's like a green light to start their journey. So certification is not just paperwork. It's a true investigation before any product begins its halal journey.
The goal is to ensure everything consumed is lawful, pure and wholesome. For example, vanilla flavoring might use ethanol as a solvent. The Sharia community must determine if the final trace amount is intoxicating or negligible, which decide if it's certifiable. Once the Sharia principle define what must be checked, science provide the tools to verify it.
The scientific lens in certification. Now, let's talk about how science helps us verify halal status. While Sharia tells us about what must be halal, science tells us how to check if it really is halal. We use 2 main scientific approaches. First, we test ingredients. We use PCR testing. This is like DNA fingerprinting for food. If there's a pork in DNA in something labeled beef, this test will find it. We also check for alcohol content, even in small amounts, in flavorings or extracts. Second, we validate the process. If a factory makes both halal and non-halal product, we test their equipment. We swab the surface and check for any contamination. We audit their production lines to make sure there's a proper separation. The beautiful thing about science, it doesn't lie. Either the test finds something or it doesn't. It's a black and white evidence.
For the technical lens in halal certification, we focus on 2 main areas, document review and system assessment. In document review, we check approved supplier list and halal certificates to ensure all materials are verified. We also examine ingredient specifications and raw material records to confirm halal compliance. The HACCP plan and other risk control documentation are reviewed to manage potential hazards, and process flow and factory layout diagrams are assessed to verify proper handling and segregation. Next, in system assessment, the company's internal halal control system or IHCS is evaluated. We look at documented standard operating procedures and monitoring processes to ensure they are followed correctly. Traceability and record-keeping systems are reviewed to confirm that all halal critical activities are tracked, and corrective and preventive action records are checked to ensure any issues are resolved promptly. Together, this technical assessment ensure that the company's halal certification is reliable and fully compliant with MHMS standards.
Certification gives us a starting point, but halal needs ongoing protection. That is monitoring, which is our continuous watch system. We check that standards are maintained every day, not just during certification. This catches supply chain changes and prevents slow drift from compliance.
To maintain halal compliance, companies rely on technical monitoring systems, which include 3 main components: internal halal control systems, digital traceability, and smart logistics. The IHCS or Internal Halal Control System provides daily monitoring of all halal critical process. It ensures proper documentation of every halal activity and includes pre-day assessments to verify compliance and resolve any issues quickly. Next, digital traceability uses QR codes and blockchain to enhance transparency. QR codes allow stakeholders and consumers to access detailed halal product information, while blockchain provides an immutable record across the supply chain. Together, these tools ensure that halal integrity is maintained from supplier to customer. Finally, smart logistics employ IoT sensors to monitor temperature, handling, and segregation during storage and transport in real time. This system helps prevent contamination, maintain halal compliance, and improve audit readiness, boosting the overall effectiveness of technical monitoring systems.
Scientific monitoring in action. Certification is just the beginning. The real work is continuous monitoring. We do surprise checks, both on product and in factories. First, we randomly test product from source. Imagine we go to different supermarkets, buy halal product, and test them in our lab. This keeps manufacturers honest. Second, we monitor factories regularly. We sweep equipment surface. If a machine processes beef in the morning and will process chicken in the afternoon, we verify it's truly clean. We also test air and water quality in production areas. This is not about not trusting companies. It's about being proactive. We catch small issues before they become a big problems. It's like having a security camera that's always watching, not because we expect the thief, but to prevent it.
We have set the standard through certification, but how do we know they are being followed daily? That's where proactive Sharia audit comes in. For example, an auditor might show up unannounced at a factory making both halal beef and non-halal chicken sausage. They will check first, are the production lines completely separate? Second, are the cleaning logs signed and timed correctly? Third, does the forklift driver know not to use the same pallet for both products? This is where emphasize that audit check system run by people. The interview with a cleaner who says, I use the pink cleaner for the halal line and the blue one for the other line is a strong indicator of real understanding.
When monitoring find issues, we need clear action. We use a step approach. First, warning, then operational suspensions, then certificate withdrawals. For serious cases, we impose fines and legal actions. This protects consumer while giving businesses fair chance to correct problems.
Audits identify problems, but what gives an auditor the right to demand entry or to pull a product off a shelf? It was a legal authority. For the example, under Malaysia's law, if a company is found deliberately using a non-halal emulsifier, JAKIM officers can seize the product. The company can be fined up to 500,000 ringgit Malaysia and the directors can face jail time. This moves the issue from a breach of trust to a criminal offence. This framework is unique. It is where Sharia jurisprudence meets modern administrative law. The scholar define halal and the state enforce it.
To ensure halal compliance, technical and scientific enforcement tools are important. One method is the public database listing, which allows anyone to check a company's halal certification status, whether a product or company is certified, suspended, or has lost its certification. Product recall and chargeback systems are also important. They allow companies to quickly identify and remove affected product batches using monitoring data, reducing the risk to consumers. Finally, forensic evidence such as laboratory reports can be used as legal proof in court or Sharia proceeding. This ensures that halal standards are enforceable and that compliance and can be verified when necessary.
Our case study showed the system works. but know scale globally and stay ahead of bad actors, the ecosystem must evolve. Here are the key hurdles and the exciting innovation on the horizon. This solution rely on our three pillars. First, Sharia scholars working on a global harmonization. Second, scientists developing better detection tools. And lastly, technologies building accessible platform. For example, think of a small spice trader in Morocco wanting to export to Malaysia. Today, the cost and complexity are daunting, but tomorrow, a unified digital certificate and a cloud platform could make it simple and cheap.
Here how it works in practice. Bulk DNA was detected in certified cookies through random testing. Digital traceability tracked it to a specific supplier. An audit found they were mixing halal and non-halal equipment. We suspended their certificate, recalled products and blacklisted the supplier. The system worked because science detected it, technology traced it, and enforcement to sum up. Sharia provides our guiding principles, science provides verification methods, and technology provides control system. Together, they create a complete protection framework that ensures halal integrity at every step, truly from farm to fork. That's all from us. Thank you.